All right, good evening. I'd like to call the North Aurora Village Board meeting for Monday, December 4th, 2023 to order. Please remain silent, prayer and meditation. Okay, thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gately? Here. Trustee Nedved?
Here.
Mr. Christensen? Mayor Gaffino?
Here.
Trustee Curtis?
Here.
Trustee Lowry?
Here.
And Trustee Salazar.
All right, thank you. Next item, I'd like to open up the public hearing for the 2023 tax levy. Is anybody here to speak on this subject? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for the 2023 tax levy and move to audience comments. Anybody here for that? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Under new business, item 1, Nathan.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. And before you tonight is the final approval of the building code update. We've seen it the past couple of committee of the whole meetings. So just a quick recap, we're going to the 21 codes. We were on the 2009, so it's very much past time to update. The state is requiring us to update, so we should do it. We also have to do it. In your packet is all of the local amendments, which cover all the administrative type stuff, including, bending it for our fees and our rules, and also some of the basic amendments that we already do, like no sprinklers in single family homes, no Romex, and aligning with the fire district on elevators and such.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
And Trustee Salazar. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
I'm new at this.
All right, thank you. Item 2, Nathan.
So this is the zoning code amendments that we looked at the last cow meeting. Most of them are corrections and clarifications. The one kind of big one was simplifying the public hearing sign, so there's less verbiage on it. It should be easier to read as you're going by on the street.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yeah.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
And Trustee Gately?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 3, Nathan.
This item is a new item. It is the establishment of the special service area. This will be number 46 in town for the 840 Ice Cream Drive development. Last week, the board approved the resolution for substantial completion out there. This is the new building across from Oberweis at 950 Ice Cream Drive, the vacant lot in between and the existing building that was out there. As part of that PUD, there is a stormwater pond. And for village policy, we have a backup SSA in case anything goes wrong. So this ordinance tonight starts the process. At the next meeting, we'll have a public hearing on it. And then I don't know if it comes back for another vote after that. Attorney says yes. So that'll finish up in January.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis?
Yeah.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
And Trustee Gately?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 4, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. This is for breakaway modifications to the streetlights on Orchard Gateway. The village has obtained federal funding for a traffic signal in road widening on Orchard Gateway. Due to the federal fundings, IDOT reviews all documents. They found the majority of the Orchard Gateway lights do not have breakaway devices, which are required. So IDOT is requiring us to modify these. We went out for bid. Utility Dynamics came back as a low bidder. However, this wasn't budgeted, but there are sufficient funds within the MFT fund to cover the expenditure. So Village is recommending the award of the bid to Utility Dynamics in the amount of $75,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? The roll, please.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
And trustee Lowry.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 5. Brian.
So we're back to the water tower again with item 5. So back in 2016, we started with Rempy Sharp in the water tower discussion for a 750,000 gallon water tower. It was bid 3 times. All 3 times we rejected the bid. The village has been in the process of completing a water model and water master system plan with EEI. During the course of these studies and along with obtaining water usage information from Aurora PAC, it was determined that we need a water tower and a larger water tower. So with the change of the tank size, a new set of plan and specifications are needed. The village has received a proposal from EEI for their services. The proposal is a complete scope of work not to exceed the amount of $155,100, which includes of that $134,800 will be paid on an hourly basis. And then the other $20,300 would be used for their electrical engineering contractor, and EEI would only be paid for their actual hours used. So this project wasn't budgeted. However, the water fund has adequate funds for this work, and we believe it's beneficial to start the design now, as it takes approximately 6 months and construction takes a year. So attached, you'll find the service agreement with EEI, and staff is recommending to enter into an agreement with EEI in the amount not to exceed $155,100.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
And trustee Lowry.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 6, Jason.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is accepting the Messenger Public Library 2023 tax levy and maintenance tax. This was approved at the library's board meeting on October 12th, 2023, and this will be used on the following item for when we actually pass the ordinance for the village's tax levy.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
And trustee Lowry.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 7, Jason.
Thank you. So this is the actual ordinance to approve the tax levy for the village and the library. I'm sorry. The total levy is $4,917,900. This is made up the village side of $2,801,000, which represents the 2.5% CPI. That was the consensus of the board at the last committee of the whole meeting, plus the new construction it added, and then the library side, which is $2,116,900.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
And trustee Lowry.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 8, Jason.
Is an ordinance adopting the tax levy for the Waterford Oaks Special Service Area number 4. The levy is $18,600, which represents no change from last year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
And trustee Gately.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 9, Jason.
This is an ordinance approving the levy for the Timber Oaks Special Service Area number 8 for the 2023 tax levy. This is $7,500 and again represents no change from last year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Gately.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 10, Jason.
This is an ordinance approving the tax levy for the Pine Creek Phase 3 Special Service Area number 9. This is for $2,000 and again, no change from last year's levy.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
And trustee Curtis.
Thank you. Item 11, Jason.
This is an ordinance approving the levy for the Willow Lake Special Service Area number 11. It's $10,000 or $10,200 and no change from last year again.
Motion to approve.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
And trustee Curtis.
Item 12, Jason.
And this ordinance is the levy for the North Aurora Town Center, Special Service Area number 32 for $30,000, no change from last year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Gately. Yes. And trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 13, Jason.
This ordinance is abating the tax levy for the 2014 GO bonds. For reference, these are for the police station debt service, which was pledged by sales tax revenue, so no property tax for these bonds.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
And trustee Gately. Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 14, Jason.
And finally, this ordinance is abating the tax levy of the 2017 general obligation bonds. These are the water bonds that are pledged by water user fees.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately. Yes. Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
And trustee Lowry.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And finally, item 15, Jason.
Thank you, Barrett. So this item includes two resolutions that we're going to talk about of which one to vote on within the memo. When we went back after the last committee of the whole meeting at November 20th, we worked to kind of pare the question down a little bit, take some unnecessary wording, if we will, but still remain kind of within what the statute requires from the Department of Revenue. So we're presenting two resolutions, basically because back in 2003, when the village adopted its 0.5% non-home rule sales tax, the only purpose that was listed of what the money could be used for was for infrastructure improvements. Back at the time, the village could have used property tax relief or infrastructure improvements, but only choose to use one of those purposes. So now when we look at it, we could use it for infrastructure, property tax relief, and then until 2030, general government operations. So we're presenting the ordinance one of two ways. One of them being we just kind of stick the way it was originally passed and just say we're asking for this 0.5% increase just to use for infrastructure improvements, kind of similar to how it was last year. Or we're presenting it to where we use all three options that were available within the statute. So it's for the board to decide, do we use it for just infrastructure, or we kind of leave it open to use it for, any of the options that the statute allows us to. And again, like any of the time in the prior committee, the whole meetings, infrastructure is kind of what we've talked about and said what the need was this for. So we're really just looking for which way to go with the actual question to propose to the voters.
Well, motion to approve what you have on the docket. I like to hear it myself. I mean, don't we have to go into a discussion before we?
I think we have to decide which of the two or which way to go or which resolution to adopt.
Is there a second discussion now?
I think all three options.
Yeah, I agree.
All three.
I agree.
Question.
All right, call the roll, please.
Who made the original motion?
Laura, second.
Thank you. Okay, trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
Yes.
And trustee Lowry.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That concludes our new business under village president report. We had a good turnout yesterday at Making Spirits Bright. I want to, the police always do a fantastic job. Chief, deputy chief there, send the message out. And then Public Works, I don't think everybody knows, but, they design a lot of the stuff and then they install it amongst doing leaves and salting the roads and stuff. So, looked really nice. So you and Todd Murphy did a great job. So it's good. You'll be ready for next year. So,
Yeah, it looks very nice.
very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I agree.
Good
And then
job.
also I want to shout out to Dave Arndt back there, our IT guy. We had North Aurora Days Facebook page was hijacked a little bit, so he was on the scene and and did a great job. I think soon we'll recover the page, so which is Okay. Right. Great. So thank you for a great job. I remember when we made the IT as a position, we were all worried that we couldn't give them 20 hours a week worth of work, you know. So now, you know, we probably need 3 a days, but yep. Thanks for that. So trustee comments?
No.
Administrator report?
Just for the upcoming budget, 3 Daves, you said?
Yep, 3 days. We have 1.5, right?
We do have
We
one
have
and a half
Evan,
right now.
too.
We
Yeah.
do have 1.5 IT. No, the only report I had tonight was and you alluded to it. I just wanted to thank Brian and his team for doing they put so much time and dedication into the park, and they really take it to heart, and I feel like they feel like it's an honor to do it.
Yeah.
And they
That's
come
great.
up with ideas of their own. And the police department, same thing. It's always nice to see how many of the officers are willing to go down there and interact with the people, get in costume and actually participate. And that's really nice. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Anything else? Department reports? Anybody? Okay, motion adjourn.
Motion.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We're meeting shortly for the committee of the whole.